Hello, folks. Welcome to this month's featured webinar on digitizing commercial roadside assistance, sponsored by Protective Insurance. I'm Amit Jain from Roads, the marketplace platform which powers the Protective Marketplace. Over the next 30 minutes, you will learn how this age-old service of roadside assistance has come a long way in terms of digitization of the service experience. I'm sure we all will agree that a disabled vehicle can cause both injury or endanger the people involved, and also the physical damage to the vehicle in some circumstances. A fast resolution really helps lower the risk. To kick it off, Harry from Protective will share a few thoughts, followed by a presentation by Aaron from Axiom. We will end the session by viewing the Road Titan solution on the Protective Marketplace. Also, if you have any questions, please use the QA button at the bottom of your screen, and we will address those questions towards the end of the session. So without further ado, Harry. Oops, actually, I'm sorry, I have to promote Harry. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm here. Thank you. I was having a minor technical difficulty. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone for joining today. My name is Harry Stork. I lead our loss prevention team at Protective Insurance. Today we have yet another very powerful safety solution that can help our clients be more productive and safe. In this case, a very powerful roadside assistance platform. So we're happy to have our guest today from Road Titan, and we'll turn it over to Aaron.
Great, appreciate the introduction, Harry and Amit. Appreciate the time to talk with everybody about this as well. If you give me 1 second, I will bring up a quick presentation.
While he's doing that, folks, if you want to go to the Protective Insurance Marketplace, there's a link in the chat that you can click on and also get on the marketplace right now.
All right, is everything up, Amit? Are you able to see?
I'm seeing the insurance marketplace, Aaron, not just slides.
Oh, I just switched. Let's try this differently. Hang on.
Yeah, I think if you share your screen again, you should be able to display. There you go.
Are we better?
Yes, sir.
All right. Again, appreciate the time from everybody today. Just real quick, I wanted to spend a few minutes and introduce myself, our organization, and then talk to you a little bit more about how this is, as was mentioned, this age-old roadside animal is hopefully being tamed and being moved into the new age. So a little bit about Road Titan. We are a company that's specifically focuses on class 7 and 8 over-the-road trucks. Our products are designed to help productivity, safety, as well as really provide an insurance regarding the overall operations of the vehicles. There we go. So a few things that Road Titan does, we actually have pioneered a little bit of a unique approach to products in this space, which is more of a subscription-based month-to-month product. Typically, I'm sure you're aware that most of the products are more of a time and mileage-based product, whether it be for prepaid maintenance or whether it be a VSC for protection, wheel and tire, things of those natures. We've designed really a gym membership for your asset, in this case, your truck and your livelihoods. So a few of the products that we currently have live is our roadside, of course, that's featured on the Protective site. We also do subscription fleet key, a wheel and tire package, key and battery, and then high tech, which is a brand new one for us that really handles all of the electronical products inside the vehicle. So with all the new gadgets and designs and everything going on, we feel that it's important to keep those protected and in great operating condition. So the head units, the nav units, the AC units within your cabs, those things need to be operational. So there's protection there. And the newest one that we're going to be launching here very soon, which we think really applies well, is what we call our Titan Safety Secure product, which is in a sense a concierge, a safety concierge in your pocket. It's all cellular based, but it has immediate crash detection built in, along with the ability to take it with you. So when you are, whether you are disabled or in terms of on roadside or potentially taking a break, there's a fast and easy way to reach the emergency services that you might need to address a situation. So a few things about the benefits that we provide. Again, as all concentrated in the class 7 and 8, the products that we provide either are directly or indirectly providing all of the things that you see here. So towing and winch extractions, replacement and tire change on site, mobile mechanics, fluid deliveries, jumps or bumps. And then also if there is an overnight situation that is required due to a breakdown, we want to make sure that you can get where you need to go and not be out of pocket. So we provide for alternative transportation, rental car, trip interruption. One of the other benefits of our program too is we've designed it so that the actual driver themselves will not have to go out of pocket. Those can be billed through the program so that there's no situations where the driver themselves has to worry about paying and reimbursement. It's all designed to make it as seamless as possible. A couple things about the fact that it's month to month, no long-term commitments on our products. You're not paying for a 2, 3, 4, 5-year program and premium financing it. It's truly month to month. And again, the products themselves are with the vehicle. So it doesn't matter if you've got multiple drivers in the same vehicle, the asset is protected, and there's a way for you to actually manage that through our Covey app. Covey is a complete digital management of your products, whether they be roadside or any other type of protection product. And as a fleet manager, you can keep all of these products in one place, in your mobile phone, and get quick access to it, but then also allow the drivers to have access in order to, potentially call for that roadside assistance. So it allows, more of an administration level for fleet managers, and for drivers, they can access the products that are relevant to the vehicle that they're driving. A few of the things that are inside of that is the towing and dispatch feature, which is an Uber-like situation. You can tap the button, it immediately sends your coordinates in, and the towing service is able to respond back in app and let them know that there is help coming, and then you can track that in the app as well. And again, it's a all things all things asset, all things fleet, and the fact that all of your products can be stored in one place in the application. So with that, I'll kick over and just run through some of the things that have been going on within this space. Again, the traditional commercial roadside has really been a challenge for many fleet managers and owner operators, in the fact that it can occur frequently. A report that was produced a couple of years ago showed that on average, every 10,000 miles, there's some sort of incident, whether it be mechanical, tire, brakes, some failure that requires a roadside assistance. And traditionally, the only thing that you could do is, utilize a phone call, whether that be in the old days with the dialer, or whether now with the cell phones, you have to make a phone call, try to really understand where you're located. You could be between areas with any roadside marks. You could be on a rural road, and those situations make it difficult to give a precise location. There's been situations I know where somebody's the transmission of data indicates that you're in a westbound lane, and you're actually in the eastbound lane, so it even delays things even longer. It also can sometimes make it very vague in terms of what those cost structures are, and what how far that vehicle can be towed, and will it be able to be towed as a truck and trailer, or what situation you may have to leave assets behind. lot of times people believed with this model that when they were given information, it was true, it was going to happen, and there was help on the way. And that isn't the case. In many cases, the roadside providers have to go and literally find somebody who will take the call for the price that is being specified. With a protection product, obviously that's much different. It's a full coverage tow type of a scenario. So some, as Admit had spoken to, there's a lot of, when it comes to roadside, there's a lot of situations where it's not just a breakdown, but what can happen afterwards. So as you can see from the slide in front of you here, a lot of secondary and tertiary accidents occur due to those roadside incidents. So it's a matter of keeping yourself safe, keeping the truck, the cargo safe, and not only from other accidents, but when you're disabled, that leaves things open to criminal activities as well. And we want to avoid that as much as possible by making sure that you're off the road as quick as possible. And in the current situation, again, it's a lot of wait and see. And so with the dawning of technology and cellular, what we're finding is that really this doesn't have to be this way anymore. Knowing the information, knowing when somebody is coming, knowing that they've received the information will help you with understanding what you should do, whether you should stay on site with the truck, whether you should find alternate transportation to a safe location. It provides much more valuable information to make those decisions. And so a few studies that have been done have indicated that drivers who use those telematics systems or in-vehicle personal communication receive a faster roadside assistance call because they get more accurate information to the provider. If you go with a traditional land-based model, you end up with an average of 50 minutes for help to arrive, but in many cases it's much longer, especially when you're dealing with class 7 and 8, which have special needs and special equipment that are needed to be brought out. And the problem with that is that every 2 to 3 minutes spent on scene, you increase the possibility of a secondary crash or incident by a percentage point. And that can be very dramatic. If you're waiting 50 minutes plus, it opens you up to a lot of exposure on the highways. So where things have gone with digital, as I mentioned with our platform earlier, if you have a digital provider and it's enabled, they can actually send out those location services. They'll know exactly where you are to a pinpoint of about 3 meters. That's very important. And it also will indicate, on which side of the road you are because it's so accurate. So you end up with a lot of more robust response time with less situations of mistakes being made. You also, through a digital provider, they understand what you potentially need. Not all situations are a full tow, obviously. Sometimes it's a fluid delivery or a tire repair. And when you can provide all of that information digitally through an application, it avoids a lot of phone calls from one person to another, a breakdown of communication, and allows the asset to be off the road and for the driver to be safer in a faster time frame. Some other things that digital providers are now providing is the ability to find a recommended service facility nearby. It used to be in the old days, and still occurs at now, but the tow truck provider will take you to their friend's place, right? Because they know that they're going to be able to provide revenues as a service provider there. So with digital, you can actually find a preferred facility based on your fleet, or looking for somebody who has specific abilities to repair a vehicle from class 7 and 8. And then you also, through the applications in digital, you can actually coordinate any type of movement, whether that be requesting an Uber or a ride share, or potentially setting up for that ability to stay at a hotel or get a rental car in order to get yourself in a safe situation whether it be overnight or for a short period of time. So again, digital has really transformed where the traditional players have been. They also can locate the tow providers much faster. They have a larger network. In many cases, the networks are regional and fractioned. So by integrating all this into one place and with just a few taps of a button, you're able to increase the odds of finding a provider who can handle the specific situations in a timely fashion. With that, we'll open it up to any questions.
Actually, before we go to questions, Aaron, I want to take everybody to the marketplace. So let me share my screen.
Sure.
And so folks, I am showing my screen right now. So this is the Protective Insurance Marketplace homepage. As you would like to browse through these solutions, there's two ways to do it. Either you can scroll through all the cards which are available in this infinite scrolling mechanism, or you can choose the category of solution that you're interested in. So in this case today, let's say we want roadside assistance. So we'll go to roadside assistance and the Road Titan solution card opens up. Once you open up the card, basically you'll see that there is some sense of how much will this cost. This is one of the differentiators, as Aaron mentioned, for Road Titan or Axiom, if you will, because they're charging you a month-to-month subscription, even for a heavy class 7 or 8 truck. So that is a really good value. And when you look at all the details, as you scroll through this, there are all the details as to what the coverages are. You will see that these are a few of the best in terms of coverage that they provide for a very nominal monthly fee. In addition, I would like to point out that they're running a limited time promotion where every subscription that is added to this program, you will get a $100 digital reward for that subscription, if you will. If you want to find out more about the solution, there's a multimedia carousel with YouTube video links, a little bit more about features and benefits. Who is the right target audience? So as you can see, they do cover pretty much all different kinds of fleet sizes and OEMs and verticals. Also, there's a resource section at the bottom where you can download the FAQ document, a little bit about the Covey app if you wanted to. And if you want to look at the coverages for the class 7 and 8 vehicles, there's a document for that as well. So this is generally the solution card for Road Titan. When you're looking for roadside assistance, please come and consult. If you're looking for other solutions, you can obviously browse through the Protective Marketplace.
And Amit, you did bring up one point that I forgot to cover, which is, our relationship with Roads and Protective, we value highly. So as you saw the pricing for our products there, that is best in the market pricing that we've offered to all Protective insurance customers.
Thank you, Aaron. And I understand. Do you want to also share about the overages? I believe there is a special provision you have made for Protective customers.
Correct. Yeah. So that's I touched on it briefly in the beginning. So again, a big challenge right in the market is when drivers are stranded and there's potential overages from the tow provider. We're able, with our products, we're able to manage those fairly well. But if there are any overages, those are actually filtered back through our system. And so the driver would not need to come out of pocket with any type of payments. It would all be handled directly from our organization, so that in the situation where maybe they didn't have cash or they didn't have a card available, or that their process of being reimbursed takes time, we try to take the burden off of the driver and make it easier for the fleets to get back on the road.
So again, that is a huge differentiator, and that is available exclusively at this point, as I understand, through Roads to Protective insurance customers.
That's correct.
One question that came up was, in terms of the location, you mentioned the preciseness of the location that the customer is able to convey. Is that dependent on the mobile carrier that the customer is using? Because the coverages are different, right, for the different mobile carriers?
Sure. Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously it's transmitted through the carriers, but the devices themselves produce that location service. So
Okay.
that's where the accuracy really lies.
Okay, wonderful. There's another question. I'm going to read it. Towing Class 8 vehicles is a big and very expensive issue in the industry right now. Has Road Titan leveraged a network of tow providers to eliminate price gouging and hostage taking of the equipment?
Absolutely. We have a very vast network for towing for Class 7 and 8 both. And there are set prices that are designed. Again, 90% of the tows that we've completed have actually had no overages. Obviously, there's that small percentage where you might have to tow a little further because of location, but we manage those costs very well with our tow providers.
Thank you, folks. Any other questions from the audience? What about the cargo cleanup? Aaron, that's a question for you.
The cargo cleanup, is that what you said?
Yeah, the question is, what about the cargo cleanup?
I guess I would need some clarity. Is this regarding post?
Oh, they're saying the cargo spill in case of a wreck.
Well, yeah. So from that perspective, that's more on the liability insurance, like, a P&C carrier, not so much on this roadside program that we have. So I don't believe have any coverages on cargo cleanup.
Thank you. That was a good question. Any other questions, folks? If there are no other questions, I just want to emphasize for the price that they are offering and the coverage that they're offering, I really encourage you to go investigate it, because in my opinion, that's one of the best in the breed in the industry. And further supplemented with the digitized experience and the huge network that they've created exclusively for Class 7 and 8 trucking community makes it a no-brainer in my opinion. There's another question. Is there any annual pricing?
We have this completely set up as a subscription. So it is on a month-to-month basis. We find that allows us to keep the prices more reasonable. And it also, the product that we've built, to Amit's point, it is, in terms of the coverages, if you would compare us to any other provider in the market, we allow longer tows. We have more allotments for the actual coverages themselves, whether it be, cabling or, bump starts or fluid delivery. All of these things we've built to be better than anyone else in the industry at a much better price point. So it's due to this digital delivery that we're actually able to maintain those rates, because we can control our costs that way.
Wonderful. So I don't think there's any other questions. So we will conclude our session. Actually, there's one more question that came up. How big is the network of technicians or tow companies that you work with?
So from a dispatch perspective, we work with one of the largest national dispatch companies who specialize in heavy trucks. Their tow network, I should know off the top of my head, but it's in the tens of thousands. But I would have to get back to somebody with that information specifically.
So one of the things I would do is, in this case, Mikhail, please go to the Road Titan card and click on the request info button. Once you do, you can quickly just fill out a few things about just your name, company name, and address, and hit send. What that would trigger is an inquiry through the Protective Insurance Marketplace platform to Road Titan, and Aaron can then get back to you more specifically about, with that answer. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today, folks, and joining this webinar. we conclude this webinar, and the link to the webinar will be posted on the Protective Marketplace in case you want to revisit it. Thank you once again. Talk
Thank
to
you,
soon.
everybody.